What
Okay.
do you think is the most realistic option for the 49ers at quarterback? Zach Wilson is an option? I don't think so, because he's going number 2.
He's going number 2 or 3.
And you can trade up to number 2
I don't
because
think you can.
he's
You
going
can.
to
I don't think you should.
He's going to cost you a lot more probably than Deshaun
You can
Watson.
because it's probably going to be Salah owning that pick. You can call him up. Yeah. But I don't think you should. I mean, he's going to rob you.
Because I think that if the 49ers want to trade up to get their quarterback, they probably have to trade up to the number 2, which is unrealistic.
That's like. Then again, you got to get back to trading Fred Warner, things like that. And I don't think you trade Fred Warner for a draft pick. You trade Fred Warner for another
player.
Yeah, you don't trade him for like a guy you think might work out. No, absolutely not. So yeah, to me. So what's the question? What's the most realistic option?
Realistic, yes.
Look, I'm going back to the first caller, Cy. He said the Niners are stuck with Jimmy Garoppolo. He basically has to fail before they can move on. I think he's right. I think he's going to be on this team next year, and that's no excuse for the Niners to not. They have to draft a quarterback. The question is when? Is it round 1? Is it round 2? Is it round 3? Whatever it is, it can't be the next CJ Beathard. It has to be someone with actual talent that you can develop. So, I mean, I think that's what they're going to have to do. If they don't draft a quarterback this year, they're crazy. They're loco.
For me, it's very difficult to judge quarterbacks like Mac Jones and Kyle Trask. I think that I've seen on the ESPN player a lot of games of Alabama this year.
Right.
And I think Mac Jones is basically unjudgeable. When you see the game against Notre Dame, I mean, I was joking with my friend that we are watching the game together, and he's basically throwing to receivers that are NFL receivers, guarded by cornerback that next year are probably working a bank.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And he's protected by a professional offensive line. Yes. He's handing off to the best running back in the country. His job is just so easy.
So easy.
So when you see him make a throw, you're like, hey, that's a nice throw. It's like, okay. His job is so easy, and it won't be easy in the NFL, and it's going to be a shock to him. Just like we see him with Tua right now. Tua's struggling big time in Miami. And why would we expect Mac Jones to have an easier transition? In my opinion.
Kyle Trask instead is I appreciated a lot the fact that he played in the last bowl game, because it went against the trend that if it's not a bowl that is a final or a semi-final for the national title, the players, the seniors are not playing the game, and I think that he did the right thing, even if his stock in the draft will probably drop for the last game. I think that regarding Trask, your assessment that if it was 15 years ago, he probably would have been a top 5 pick.
That's what I think. 15 years ago,
he's like when Ben Roethlisberger was selected in 2004.
He's a lot like Ben Roethlisberger. They're the same size.
You got to have probably an all-star offensive line to have for Trask to succeed at the NFL. And we've seen in our game against New Orleans, which has probably the best offensive line in the NFL, and we were basically without DeFord, without Nick Bosa, without Buckner, and with all people that are probably considered backups on the defensive line, we were able to put pressure on their quarterback against an all-star offensive line. So the difference between the defensive lines in the NFL and the offensive lines in the NFL it's true at an all-time high. So
let me make a case real quick for Trask, though. No one faced more pressure of these quarterbacks coming out than Trask did. I mean, I think he faced double the pressure that anyone else did. So like, he dropped back about 450 times this season. I think faced pressure 125 times. That's a lot like the NFL. He was on a team that had no running game. So the defenses just can tee off. It's a one-dimensional offense. He has to drop back and throw. He's under pressure a lot. When I talk about a quarterback's job being either more difficult or easier when he gets to the NFL, if Kyle Trask were to come to the Niners, be like, oh my God, I have a running game all of a sudden. His job would get easier. Mac Jones has the running game already. He has the offensive line. He comes to the Niners, all of a sudden, he's dealing with Mike McGlinchey. It's like, oh, I didn't have to deal with this in college. This is new. This is different. Kyle Trask, his right tackle at Florida makes Mike McGlinchey look like Trent Williams. I mean, this is something he's all very familiar with. I like a quarterback that you can take and be like, hey, we're going to make your life even easier. You don't even know what it's like to have a run game. Wait till you have this run game. Wait till you see what play action can do for you. Because we already can see that you can drop back and light people up on your own. Wait till we help you out.
Last question about Trask, because the stock of a quarterback during the draft process can usually go up. Where do you think Kyle Trask will be selected? At number 12? In the top 10?
No,
at the end of the first round.
What you said, I think teams right now are looking for mobile quarterbacks. And if it was 15 years ago, he would have ended up being the 12th pick in the draft at the lowest. But because he's not the type of quarterback a lot of teams are looking for, his stock will rise after the Senior Bowl, but it won't rise that much. And I think he'll go no higher than the 25th pick. No higher than the 25th pick. Which is good news. I mean, if someone wants a good starter, you can get that guy late. That's good news. So
it would be ideal for us to probably trade down a little bit, get some third round, fourth round pick, and then draft Trask at the end of round 1.
Yep, agree.
Probably that
would be. See if they can pull it off. Kyle, we just laid it out for you.
And do you think it's possible to have Trask and Garoppolo next year?
Why not? Absolutely. Why not? Absolutely. Keep Garoppolo, trade down, draft Trask, get an offensive lineman. Abso-freaking-lutely. Yes, it's possible. Yes. It would be prudent.